Just wait till people. Can you guys tweet it the hell out?
Yeah.
Can you see us now? Can you see boys?
Hold on, it's refreshing. It's not showing live yet on the channel. Oh, there we go. Live from Solgw.
See if you can type something.
Hold on, it's loading up right now. Oh, I say something.
Hello. Testing.
You can kind of tell people what's going on.
Testing.
And then when Mike comes.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, I do hear you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get it shared on Instagram and everything.
Do we even have people? Can you type something up?
Yeah, people are typing in right now.
We just don't see it, huh? Oh yeah.
Brewer, what's up, my boy?
Hey guys, can you guys go to our Discord and see if we can alert everyone Boss is live?
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna get post up right now.
Should we hang up with you, or are you good? You can
Is-
talk to
is-
you,
is
you
every-
can
yeah.
talk to Boss first.
Yeah,
before-
does everything look normal on the other end?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It looks good.
Okay, sick. Yeah, we are live in San Antonio, Texas at Sons of Liberty Gunworks.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
All right.
I was telling him he can have a conversation.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
You should coming back and say, hey, let's ask me anything that you want about my experience today.
It's gonna bring up Cisco real quick. Hey,
I'm hearing the live stream right now. If you guys say call me back.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, we're waiting on Mike, the owner of Sons of Liberty, is kind of tied up in some other stuff right now. But
for
he
sure.
will be a guest on the live stream right now. So, but I guess just to make up for some time while we're waiting on him, yeah.
Yeah, they're extremely busy.
Yeah, I understandably very busy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that they are a smaller shop. Like I guess you would. My closest equivalent is like it's like a custom airsoft shop,
Really?
Yeah.
Extremely busy.
Yeah, extremely busy. Yeah.
Oh,
So imagine
especially
like
the volume that they
yeah.
need to operate at.
So like imagine
a small facility.
trying to fulfill like thousands of, let's say, like custom Typhoons, or like or like trying to make like a custom like Typhoon or something, but as like a factory gun. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they sell to law enforcement and
Yeah.
mills and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, what's crazier is that they have international clients, which is even crazier.
Really?
Yeah.
What in the world? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is pretty
They
wild.
disclose who? Or is it
Yeah,
pretty
no,
free?
just like Europe, South Africa, some South American countries. Like it's kind of crazy.
And
Yeah,
they already
that's
they have clients asking for the airsoft models already from like South Africa,
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
Eastern
that.
Europe. Yeah. So, it's it's gonna be pretty crazy.
Did they send out like the notification or all that kind of stuff? So Boaz is not just talking to himself.
Oh, the drip. Yeah, the Sons of Liberty Gunworks drip. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Not gonna lie.
So
Yeah, I
you
told
grew
Brewer
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring some,
Yeah.
like the cable.
Yeah. All right. Yep. There's the man himself. Yeah. Come on in.
All right, y'all have fun.
All right. Thanks.
Are you live right now?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Why don't you just have a seat, and then
we have more people, but
yeah.
this is for.
No, this is good.
It's recorded, so
Yeah.
you can watch it later.
yeah. So why don't you introduce yourself, Mike?
My name is Mike Mihalski. I'm the owner and founder of Sons of Liberty Gunworks, and the guy that spent the last couple of years developing the Mark I.
Yeah. Let's see. Chairman of the board. Okay. Actually, yeah, that's something we can talk about. So, one person who commented, he actually owns. He's an owner of a Mark I.
Oh, cool.
And he was wondering, is there any chance of a licensed airsoft replica? Well, you're in luck. You're in great luck, because the reason why we're out here in Texas at Sons of Liberty Gunworks is to begin the R&D process of making, an officially licensed airsoft gun. So it's going to come in AEG, gas blowback, and HPA, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're partnered with Lancer, and Lancer is the only company we're allowing to make the airsoft replicas, and it's because we believe in the product and the quality and everything else and the chemistry. So we're excited. It's coming.
Yeah. So, Mike, what do you know about airsoft?
I know that I wish it was a thing when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like I know that it's a huge it's a huge sport and hobby for a lot of people, man. And so I'm learning a lot more.
All right. So, yeah, I know you know a lot about Real Firearms, obviously, but maybe we could do a little role reversal.
Okay.
And you could learn about how airsoft works or how airsoft guns work. So. Right now we're talking about AEG. So AEG stands for automatic electric gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that it's capable of firing full auto and it's battery operated.
Okay.
So it's probably the most popular platform, especially in the US, because it requires the least amount of maintenance and it tends to be the most, I guess we'd say, reliable. You can play it with it like in the rain, you can play it hot, cold, doesn't matter. And inside is what you call a gearbox. So in a gearbox, it's like an enclosed, almost you would say like almost like an engine. So there's gears in it, and it pulls back a piston with the spring, and then when the piston drives forward, it shoots compressed air out of a nozzle, and that's what propels the BB. So,
And how fast is that BB going?
you can tune them depending on how strong or stiff the springs are. So you can have it shoot anywhere between like 200 FPS on the low end up to like 600 or 700 FPS if you wanted to on the high end. But generally, yeah, if you're trying to have an okay time playing with your friends, anywhere between 300 to 400 feet per second.
I imagine 700 feet per second would hurt.
Oh yeah, but the 700 feet per second.
I think it would
yeah.
stick. I think it would just stay there.
Yeah. So in airsoft, obviously, like we try to recreate things like from like Call of Duty or even like how real world militaries work. So sometimes people will try to take their AEG and turn it into like a semi-sniper, like a semi-auto, like DMR. So they'll crank their guns up so that way they can shoot
distance.
heavier BBs.
Oh, yeah. Heavier BBs.
Heavier
okay.
BBs, so that way it's less affected by wind downrange.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
the same thing, kind of something how like a regular projectile would work in terms of like higher BC or heavy projectiles are typically long. That's interesting. What is the precision potential on one of these? I mean, can you shoot like a kind of group? Can you get out of it?
I would say so. There goes a lot of custom work when it comes to fine tuning airsoft guns. So if you're able to really fine tune some of these like long range builds, the electric ones at least, you can, I would say on the very tip of the effective range would probably be maybe 300 feet.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
100 yards. Yeah.
That's
around 100 yards.
That's amazing though. It's
Yeah.
like a man-sized target.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so some people go really, really crazy with it. Like there was a really popular airsoft YouTuber. It's a European guy, and he focuses a lot on bolt action. So he has a bolt action airsoft gun, and he'll take each BB and he'll wash them to get all the plastic powder residue off of them, and he'll weigh them to make sure that they're all consistent within the weight range. And he can consistently get people like 100 yards out.
That's incredible, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, so you have people that do a lot of the long range stuff. They'll generally have like harder hitting guns, but they're usually hitting you at least 100 feet away. So it's not going to really hurt you as bad. But if you're just like a standard rifleman, or if you're playing CQB, like you're generally going to want to stick between 300 400 feet per second.
I gotta tell you, like I'm actually really excited about this. I've wanted to see our name on one of these things for like a really cool airsoft gun for a long time.
Yeah.
And like obviously the Mark 1 I think is the most appropriate platform,
Yeah.
I'm a man.
Yeah. So also with AEGs, that's where a lot of the technological innovation has come in the industry for the past 10, 15 years. So not only are they battery powered, but now you have a chip inside the trigger unit. So it's called an ETU, or electronic trigger unit. And with the chip, you can program things like having binary trigger modes.
Oh, wow.
You can program like burst fire. So instead of going full auto, you can do a 3-round burst, 5-round burst if you want to.
You can change the cyclic rate on there?
Cyclic rate is actually determined more by the actual motor that's in the gun.
I got you.
Yeah, but with the chip, you're able to program different firing modes, or you can even program when your trigger breaks in the travel.
That's pretty cool.
So it's definitely come a long way. But I think the most technologically advanced system that we're going to be making for Suns is going to be HPA, or we call high pressure air. So with those, there's almost no moving parts. So inside the gun is almost like a pressure valve, and then that's hooked up with the line to a separate like air tank, like a small paintball or like small size scuba tank, basically, that you carry on your back. And with those, the chips on those, you can actually adjust the cyclic rate.
Oh, wow.
So some of these, if you really want to take it far, there's some people that can build high pressure air guns to shoot like 60 rounds a second.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But with those, it's really nice because you get extremely consistent air volume with each round, so you're able to basically you get tighter groupings basically because of how consistent each shot is.
What's a wear part on the gun? Like, what's a part that requires maintenance? I mean, I know like if you're asking like the service life of this life cycle replacement for a regular rifle. Like, I'm just curious on the armor side for airsoft, dude. What are wear points on the gun?
For wear points, I would say probably the most consumable item, I think, is what we call the hop-up bucking. So bucking is basically like a piece of rubber that mates with the barrel of the airsoft gun. And there's an arm that kind of like breaches the chamber a little bit. And so as the BB comes out, it rubs against the bucking and it creates backspin.
Just the backspin.
So
right?
yeah, so with real guns you have rifling, right? So the projectile itself rotates this way. But with airsoft, because it's a spherical BB, we create backspin to kind of like have your trajectory. So usually that tends to wear the fastest.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like a rubber sleeve, and so
And that's serviceable though.
Yeah, 100% serviceable. Yeah, we have like there's tons of videos online where it shows people how to do that. Yeah, so at least with most guns, that's a wear item. And then if you get into the gas blowback guns, which they use, we call it green gas, but basically it's just propane that has like that scent additive removed, and then we use like a silicone additive to basically help self-lubricate the cycling of the gun. So those have a plastic piece called a nozzle. So that's where basically the propane propellant travels through inside the bolt carrier to push the BB out. So that part, because the bolt reciprocates, or the slides or the bolts or whatever reciprocate, eventually those things will tend to wear out after a while. So
that's an armorer's class on this.
Yeah.
I can attend this class.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can definitely like start opening them up and show you how everything works. But generally, when it comes to maintenance, I think it's definitely a lot less maintenance compared to, I guess you would say, like Real Firearms. I think the only thing that requires probably the most maintenance is probably a gas blowback, because there's so many more moving parts in there. Yeah,
makes sense. And whenever you showed me that view, like the internals of like the gas blowback, I was surprised at how kind of like the carrier body and stuff looked to be of like the correct dimensions and stuff.
Yeah, so airsoft originated in Japan. So the term airsoft actually means it comes from the term soft air gun. So it's an air gun, but it shoots softer, so you can shoot people with it. So obviously in a lot of these Asian countries, you can't own firearms. So they're like, what can we do to get the closest thing to like a real firearm? So it's kind of crazy how they've developed their tech over the years. I mean, there's some airsoft guns that we will not import into the U.S. because of how close they are.
Oh wow!
Yeah, to the real thing.
Dude, so what are the what kind of enablers and stuff are available for this? Like, I mean, are there like, is there a pack? Is there a mall? Are there laser devices?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, 100%. There's some things that, well, I don't know how much I can talk, but yeah, I mean, there's replica pecs. Replica end goals, mauls. Actually, there's an officially licensed one from B. Myers that's going to be coming out.
Is it going to be the dagger?
No, it's going to be the maul. Yeah,
awesome.
It took them a while to develop it, but I think they're going to sell it for around the 300, 350 mark.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's regulated, so it's going to be like iSafe IR laser. But the green laser that they're showing off was pretty strong. Yeah, but it's going to be like an officially licensed one.
Well, the Airsoft Replica Mark 1 has all like the same cable routing, all the same scallop and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, like for people that are managing cables, even on the airsoft side, let's see how it really is useful.
Yeah. People love dressing up their guns. Like a lot of people that will play. Like they'll have all the aftermarket risers, optics, lights, lasers. Like they got everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna deck mine out. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh,
to
yeah,
start
yeah.
putting stuff on there.
Yeah, so one thing that we're kind of hoping is so when we were at SHOT Show this year, we were actually trying to talk to a lot of suppressor manufacturers to see what they will be willing to do in terms of licensing, because one thing that we want to do is that there's a new tech out for airsoft mock suppressors where they will do simulated muzzle flash, and now they'll do simulated smoke.
No shit.
Yeah, so it'll shoot
Wow.
smoke and it gets lit by LEDs basically every time. So there's a sensor that detects every time there's a BB coming out. You know, it'll light it up. Oh.
Airsoft is LARPing and fashion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. So PrimeTech says, I'll have to disagree. In my opinion, AEGs require slightly more maintenance than gas blowback. Well, okay, but it's all caveat. How much do you shoot it? You know,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a real rifle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So,
how much do you shoot? Right?
Yeah. So I think it depends on how much you build it, because one thing about airsoft which is really cool is that there's a lot of people that are really into building and modifying and upgrading the snot out of their guns. So so if you're a hardcore enthusiast, if you play a lot, if you push your gun to the limit a lot, yeah, definitely you're gonna need more maintenance out of it. Yeah, but for me, man, like I just find good manufacturers. I just keep it stock, and I just push as much as I can before I need to do any maintenance. Yeah. But generally, yeah, like I would say anywhere between like 10 to 20,000 rounds. You might want to look into the guts of your gun.
That's not all that dissimilar from like the firing schedule of 10 to 20,000 rounds. Like certain springs should be replaced in a regular M4. You want to start inspecting ejector springs, things like that. So that's pretty authentic.
Yeah. Cooper says, do you have any suggestions for a DMR that's around 300-400 that is mostly? Why can't I read the rest of the comment? Sorry guys, I am like not. Well, if you're looking for a DMR that is within that price range, I forget who makes it, but someone makes a polymer SR25 that you can look. It has a standard version 2 gearbox, so there's standardized parts. So I think it's on the Airsoft GI website. If one of the mods can post a link there. One thing interesting too about Airsoft is standardization. So back in the day, people overseas were like, oh, like what's a cool gun? Let's just make an airsoft gun for that, So the tough part is like, how do you get a mechanical gearbox inside the body of a gun? Like where do all the internal components go? Mm-hmm. So after a while, obviously like the M16, M4, AR-15 platform is like the most popular. It's like even in airsoft, it's like the most popular rifle platform. So eventually everything started to standardize, and so generally when customers are looking for airsoft guns or getting into the hobby, they try to look for, is the gun I'm buying, like, will it have standardized parts available, so I can use aftermarket stuff on it. Yeah.
Again, that's not like it's funny how similar that is to like part of the requirements for the Mark One was backwards compatibility with legacy systems. And if you look at the global demand for the actual, like for the Mark One firearm, having to supply, do like logistics and stuff in countries that are like isolated, that's a big deal. It would make sense with the global distribution for airsoft that having standardized parts for maintenance or for whatever. Actually, it's kind of funny how similar a lot of this stuff is.
Yeah. So like it's cool with how similar the firearms and the airsoft industry is. Like just the way it works too. It's because like you'll have shops that be like, hey, like we make barrels, like we make really good barrels. Like they might not make a full rifle. It's like, hey, we make really good barrels. Or like, hey, like we make really good slides for handguns. So same with airsoft. They're companies that are like, hey, we make really good barrels, or we make really good motors, or we make really good gears. So some of these companies might not make like full guns, but they've created whole careers, whole businesses out of just like
the components.
Yeah, here's aftermarket components. Yeah, that will work on standardized stuff, which is pretty cool.
That makes sense. There's one caliber. There's one caliber of airsoft across the board.
Used to be two.
What was the other
used
caliber?
To be two. So it used to be 6mm and then 8mm. Bigger 8mm. Yeah. So actually, I'm part of the 8mm revival camp where I'm trying to convince people to be like, or manufacturers, hey, what if like for your bigger guns, you put a bigger BB in it.
That would make, SR25 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on 308. Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
man.
or they used to have man, I like back in the day they had someone made a gas powered Shytech M200 intervention.
Oh wow.
Yeah, M200. Yeah, so
there's an M200 There's an M200
yeah.
airsoft.
And it was shot.
Oh, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah,
and I have a real one. I want the airsoft one.
But I forget who made it. But someone one year someone made one where it took like these fake shells, and in the shell you put an 8mm BB in it.
Oh, dude,
so
cool.
every time you shoot a shot, you rack the bolts, right? A shell comes flying out.
That's so cool,
yeah.
dude.
Snow Wolf, yes, it was Snow Wolf. Yeah, it was a company shop called Snow Wolf that made it. Yeah, I remember it was very expensive, but it was so cool.
That is rad.
Yeah, but there's airsoft replicas of pretty much everything. Like there's for 240 Bravos.
Really?
At some point, like I remember someone was trying to make a Browning M2, but I don't know if it ever came into fruition. Yeah, but there's miniguns. There's Barrett M82s. Yeah.
Aren't there like airsoft grenades?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, there are airsoft grenades. So
Awesome.
So originally, I think some of the original grenades were like we call them shower shells. So the shell itself is reusable. You fill it with green gas, propane, and then you put BBs in the shell itself. And then when you fire the grenade, it's more of a giant shotgun blast.
Right.
And then there were some others that had experimented with like foam balls that you could launch out. And then there are companies that will make straight up pyrotechnic rounds that will explode.
Dude, y'all just got me involved into an entirely new expensive hobby. This is
100%. Yeah. So like even for me growing up, like I was really into guns when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But unfortunately my parents were very like anti-gun, and so I thought it was like, well, why don't I just try the next coolest thing? And I saw on the news it was actually a news report about how dangerous these new airsoft guns are, and how you can buy them at a sporting goods store, but they look identical to the real thing, And so I was like, oh, like, why don't I get into that? So it took years of convincing, them to, let me pull up my Christmas money and buy one, And but ever since then I was like, I think a lot of the people that would play airsoft was like, how can we make this more realistic? How can we make this?
Dude, I'm pissed this wasn't a thing when I was younger, dude. Like, this is super cool.
Yeah, but there are tons of people that are probably around your age that still play. Like they'll go out to events, they'll do multi-day events. Yeah, people will bring their night vision.
That's crazy,
go on night raids and stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
So I think for not Clash Bash, but whenever we did Lethal Weapons, which was like the ultimate LARPer experience. Do you remember us doing that? So we did this huge event, and it was all based upon like 80s action movies. So you had to bring guns from 80s action movies and stuff like that and do it. But they had a really badass airsoft like house with nods and everything. I did that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think right now, one thing that I think some of those kind of events I think was like Brutality.
Yeah.
Brutality right now, and then also Moons Out Goons Out with Ian McCollum.
Yeah.
And his group of guys. Yeah, they always do some fun stuff.
Clash Bash had like a pretty good airsoft. I think at one point they might have, or they're going to. I don't know.
Well, the Kalashnikov USA actually did make some licensed products.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with Kalashnikov USA anymore, though.
Helicopters that transport.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
they've done some Hilo stuff. Yeah, even some of the events I go to in California, like people will bring out like the military surplus like Humvees, or like they'll make their own like customize their own tube chassis LAV style like vehicles.
No shit.
Yeah. It gets pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm obviously gonna come check out. We were talking about even traveling overseas, man, when we launched this thing to go out there and check us. I'm excited to get to get into this a lot more.
Yeah. So I think when I started working in the airsoft industry, though, one thing that I've always like the whole like LARPing is super fun, but also I think one thing that I've been trying to advocate for a lot of manufacturers to do is utilize the training value that you get out of airsoft too. It's like it's interesting though. Like when I started talking with Real Firearms companies, about licensing and stuff in the past, they kind of write it off. Like they're just making toys. It's like, well, yeah, like they're classified as toys, but but I'm trying to get them to be like, hey, like they're not just toys, but they can be training tools. Training tools for professionals. And so it's been pretty interesting just trying to talk with different agencies and try to convince them to be like, hey, like you want to use airsoft instead of simunitions, you know, or even dry firing at a shoot house.
Like, I mean, we have dedicated Mark 1 sim guns, dude, but like they're problematic. I mean, like I shouldn't say they're problematic. They actually do pretty well, but I mean, you can't get sims. They've actually cracked down a lot on being able to get like the bolts and the simunitions and stuff but yeah, I mean, this sounds like a pretty useful idea for that, you know, like force on force stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Inside kill houses that don't have to be like armored kill houses where you don't need armored walls and stuff.
Yeah. So what's interesting is, oh, bro, they got police department in Costa Mesa, California, opening their. Oh, sick. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out if I'm free. But yeah, like what's interesting one time is I did an airsoft event at an airplane graveyard.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was cool because it wasn't like everyone that showed up that bought tickets to the event. It wasn't like, oh, like you guys get into one side, you guys get and fight. It was more like we have staff members that are going to be the Op 4 hiding inside the planes, and some of them are hostages and some of them are going to be like the bad guys. And so the people that go to show up to the event, like, okay, like you guys showed up as a group, okay, like you guys are a team, and then you guys are competing to see which team can get the fastest time. And so the group that I showed up with were actually a lot of current police officers.
Really?
Yeah. We weren't officially endorsed by them, but all of them were like all active police officers. And it was interesting because they've done a lot of training when it comes to like, oh, like we're at a shoot house and we're just gonna practice, like movement and stuff. But they've never really done much when it comes to like adding the human element into it, you know? So even for them, they were like, yeah, like it was kind of crazy. Like I never thought I would take that into account, like when I'm stepping into a plane, like people hiding behind the seats, or so some people would be like, they would act like hostages, like help me or whatever, and we would walk up to them.
Yeah, Kalash Bash. Yeah, Kalash Bash is a ton of fun, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but like the AK culture is probably a little bit more fun than the AR culture from my travels through both.
Well, I think it's because like with AKs, I think most of the time people in the US just see them as like a fun gun,
Dude,
as within the AR, they're like, oh, I'm depending my life on this.
The Kalash Bash, I'm just like, there's guys dressed like from head to toe like NVA soldiers. Like North Korean soldiers.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's insane, dude. I mean, they can just
Sons of Liberty Gunworks AK.
Dude, we came really. By the way, people don't realize this, man, but right before COVID, like in 2019, we were already in the contract signature stage of bringing Jim Fuller to Sons of Liberty.
Oh shoot!
And we were actually going to have like Jim Fuller stand up like the Sons of Liberty like AK, vector, and then COVID kicked off, and then this gun rush happened that was so insane.
Oh yeah.
That we could not divert resources into like already delivering the current rifles we had, and so we came this close to partnering with Jim Fuller, and that being the Sons of Liberty AK division. How cool!
Dude, I can't imagine. Yeah, Sons of Liberty having a Fullarized AK. That would be insane.
Yeah, that was almost happened, man. We were like one signature away, and then COVID.
Yeah. So, are you still in contact with Jim Fuller?
Oh yeah, the guy. I think the guy's a legend. I still talk to him. We follow each other on social media, and I'm a super huge fan of what he does. Man, I think like he goes Kalashnikov Fuller.
Someone's asking for Brandon Herrera.
Yeah. Hey, dude, Brandon's a good guy, man. Yeah. That guy's a good buddy of mine. I'm rooting for him in his campaign.
Yeah, political campaign. Yeah, I don't know if he'll have time to help develop an AK at this point.
He has the AK-50, right?
Oh yeah, the AK-50. Yeah. That was super funny. Yeah, I mean, I was more surprised that it worked.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy, man. He's gonna get one of these. He's on my list of like people I'm gonna give some of these to. Like,
yeah. I've known some people that have rubbed, like in the airsoft world, that rub shoulders with Brandon Herrera, and it seems like he's pretty down with airsoft.
Yeah,
I think someone said like they almost try to do an event with them at some point. Yeah, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, so like for me, like I mean, not only is I'm learning a lot more about this again, but not only is airsoft like a kick-ass hobby in and of itself and a cool sport, but like on the advocacy side, for me, I think airsoft helps make guns a lot less taboo for like
Oh,
the
yeah.
younger generation. So if you're a younger person playing airsoft, then you're probably less freaked out by guns, dude. Like as you grow up, and like to me, we're bringing more people into like the gun culture. And if airsoft is a vehicle to do that, then dude, let's go all in.
Yeah.
You know.
Someone commented that I'm still smiling from my little range trip today. Yes, I am. And honestly, these guys have ruined shooting for me because now I'm not going to want to shoot anything that doesn't go full auto and isn't suppressed. So.
Yeah, it'll spoil you. Plus, the Mark 1 shoots so flat.
Oh yeah, it barely kicks. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy what you guys were doing, like what you guys did to the gun.
People freak out with how flat that gun tracks, dude. So I wonder if the airsoft version is going to feel pretty similar to the real one.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I think the Mark 1 kicks as hard as just like a harder kicking airsoft gas blowback gun.
I'm excited to get one.
Yeah. FRT as close as possible without paying that crazy tax. I mean, I guess, but I can't own an FRT in California. They'll come after me.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Like this political cycle, I hope that we don't lose some ground because I would imagine it's going to be weird after,
Yeah.
But so not just the FRTs, but like also the super selectors. Those things are pretty neat too. We've run the shit out of them, and they actually work really well.
Ghosty says, "Guess you got to move." Well, I've considered it, but yeah, I actually know quite a bit of people, like friends that have moved, specifically because like they're like, oh, like I hate California, but at the end of the day, I don't like it when good people leave California. You know,
it's crazy, man.
Like I'd rather stay and fight for my home to become a better place.
I have a couple friends that moved from California to Texas, and they've since moved back because they missed for as much as they hated California like policies and stuff like that. They sure miss San Diego weather.
Like also like I get a lot of complaints from like people in Texas saying, oh, you got a lot of Californians moving here, turning to California, and I get that, like I think Californians and Texans, like we have our unique cultural identity, like you don't want to muddy that.
I think I would argue that California and Texas are the only two states that kind of have that kind of. If you go like
New York
or New York, New York for sure.
Yeah.
But if you go anywhere in the world and you're like, where are you from? Like Texas, like you don't even say the states. You're like Texas. And then California has the same thing. And New York's that's probably true too.
Yeah,
but other like no one just like, oh, I'm from Ohio. Like no, like no, like I'm from. No one says that. Sorry, Ohio people.
Yeah. So you put a TI or buffer in the gas blowback. Insert metal
add some
buffer.
kick.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. So there are people overseas that will source like real AR buffer springs and buffers.
That's interesting.
But and they'll make steel bolt carrier groups and stuff to add more recoil. So in the real firearms world, everyone does stuff to mitigate recoil, but in airsoft we try to do stuff to get more recoil.
I want to see I want to shoot a gas blowback and a Mark 1 side by side.
Oh yeah,
I bet you they're not all that different.
Yeah, we could probably try to send you some stuff. Like there was a system that we were trying to experiment with like a year or so ago where it's CO2 powered, so it takes two 12-gram CO2 cartridges in the mag.
Okay.
And I'd say like that gun kicks, and that gun was designed to like kick as hard as possible.
What's the loadout? Like, so I mean, do you so like if you're playing airsoft, are you carrying as many mags as like a dude would in the field, or do you try to keep it pretty authentic in terms of the loadout?
Oh yeah. So the thing with airsoft is mag capacity it varies wildly. So some beginner players that like, hey, I just bought my gun, like I'm just gonna show up in a hoodie and a paintball mask and go play, which is like that's fine, like we've all been there.
Yeah.
But a lot of these like beginner guns will come with a 300 round magazine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you just pour BBs into the magazine, and then there's a winding wheel that feeds BBs up the mag. So you can have a 300 round magazine if you want. You can have a 1,000 round magazine if you want. Yeah. But generally, most people that play more seriously with electric guns, usually they have about 150 round, 200 round magazine.
Okay.
And so generally, people will have a load out of maybe anywhere between like 5 to 7 mags. Like I primarily play with gas blowback guns, and so they all top out at 30 rounds. So generally, I have 7 mags on me.
Makes sense, like an actual loadout.
Yeah.
That's dude. Oh, I'm excited, man. Like this is gonna be a lot of fun. And Looking forward to traveling around and,
Yeah.
and meeting folks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get you guys into airsoft. Like, it's a whole nother world, you know. Like shooting with your buddies like at a flat range is always a good time. It's a great time, but when you guys all get to wear like a full monkey suit and you get to shoot other people, like-minded people, you know, and have fun with it. Like it's a whole new world.
Well, I'm amped, dude. So
Yeah. All right. Well, that about does it, guys, for what's today's date? I'm losing track of
19th, I
it. The
think.
19th, yeah, for Thursday the 19th. Yeah, but thank you guys for stopping by. Mike, thank you so much for your time. I know you
I'm
guys
excited,
are
man.
these guys are absolutely slammed, by the way. So thank you
good
so
to-
much for
good to talk to you.
taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, guys, take care.